Hi and welcome to a new functional yoga flow. I'm Christine and this class today is called Celebrate the Body. And if you're following me on Instagram, this whole week was about getting out of the head and back into the body. And I think we all need this from time to time, as I would say nowadays we are so much in our head, always in those thinking mode, organizing mode, so much stuff to do with the head. So today it's about the reconnection, and we're using some tools and techniques to get back into that feeling, to focus really on what the body is doing. So let's start right away with the massage. This is a blend made of peppermint oil, lemon oil and grapefruit oil. All of those oils have some nice energizing effects on the body. And I would like you to start just putting some drops in your hands. And to connect with the sense first through breathing, so wrap your hands in a clockwise direction. I'm sitting a little bit higher now on my block to lengthen the spine, move your throat back, and then bring your hands over your nose, close your eyes. And just taking a few breaths here, and imagine with each inhale, you're really focusing on that energy that you bring into your body. Big, big breath. And when you exhale, just open your mouth. And if there is something coming up you want to let go, just let it go with your exhale. And then again, breathe in deeply. Be aware of the sense and exhale. And then release your hands and start with the massage of your feet. This is such a great way, using our hands to reconnect with the body just through touching, through massaging. And the feet are also a great part where the oils go really quickly into the blood circulation. And then switch feet. So maybe you need a little bit more of your blend. And massage the other side. I love to start a yoga practice with some grounding actions. So feeling that connection of your feet grounding down into the floor. And we will do this right away with a very simple and nice movement, but so effective to also getting into some ease and relaxation. So coming onto your feet. We're starting in a standing position, put the block to the side, put your oils to the side, open the feet a little bit wider than hip distance, and just simply bring your hands to your hips, close your eyes, and then start weight shifting. So you might lift your heel and putting more weight on the other foot then, or you just keep both feet on the floor. For me, it's easier to lift my heel and really leaning into one side. And what happens automatically is that we start moving the upper body as well. And you can just allow yourself to get into that feeling. Imagine you're moving through water, connecting with your breath. Maybe you want to turn the upper body a little from side to side, or getting even in some twists here. Swinging the arms, so everything that is coming up that will help you to release and ground at the same time. Just a few more moments here. Releasing some tension, or even becoming aware of where the tension is located in your body right now. Take one more breath here. And then slowly, like a pendulum, you're coming back to center, taking the time. And then release your hands. Take one more breath here, inhale. And when you exhale, open your mouth and sigh. Good. Open your eyes and let's go on the floor. So grab your block, Put your feet on the floor. We will start with a little reset now. Lift your hips up and put the block underneath your sacrum, lowest part of your spine. Make sure you can put your whole weight, nothing is hurting here. And then bring your hands to your hip creases and just start walking. So bending one knee at a time in towards your chest. So we're going into some deeper hip flexion. And with that support, with that touching of your hand, you can become aware of the movement that happens in your hips. Stay connected with your breath. And we just do this for a few more moments. Try to release the shoulders even more, releasing the neck, and put the whole focus, the attention into that movement in your hips. One more time each side. And then step both feet down. Lift your hips so you have to engage your glutes now. Stay with that engagement. Keep everything firm in the center. And then reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep a slight bend in your knees if you need to. And really working that left glute now. So we're waking up that whole center. Now reach your arms towards the ceiling. Take your right hand, grab your left fingers. Pull the fingers back to stretch out your left wrist. Feel that nice opening in that left side. Going down towards the forearm, even the upper arm. And at the same time, you're really pushing that left foot down, lifting that left or engaging that left glute. Big, big breath. Good. And then step your foot down, release your hands, and we do the other side right away. So put your focus, your brain to your right glute, have it engaged, and then lift your left leg up. Keep your knee bent. Reach your arm, grab your right hand this time and pull fingers back towards the shoulder. To stretch out the other side, big breath here. Good, and then step both feet down, release your hands and lower slowly, segmentally on the floor. Come into a side bridge. So going to the right side first, landing on your forearm, keep your feet together, knees are bent, and then lay your left hand to the outside of your left hip. And we just simply lift and lower the left leg. And I want you to feel that engagement that happens in the left gluteus medius. So you're activating the outer hip now. And at the same time, you're pushing that right forearm down into the floor to keep that shoulder away from your ear. So you're not hanging in the shoulder. And you're really working that left hip here. Few more. Last one. And then bring your knee back down. We do the other side right away. So coming onto your left side, your elbow is in line with the shoulder. Bring your feet together. Right hand comes to your right gluteus medius, and then finding that kind of butterfly movement by opening that knee out to the side and sealing, and then back and down. Good, a few more. Pushing actively that left forearm down into the floor. Last two. And last one. And release. Good. Lay on your back. Let's do a little bit for the abdomen wall. So bring your block in between your thighs this time and lift your legs towards the ceiling. You can keep a slight bend in your knees, your lower back is flat on the floor, and you're also pushing that tailbone down and reach it a little bit more towards the front of your mat. Interlace your hands behind your head, move your elbows in. Take an inhale to prepare, and when you exhale, lift from the center so you're not pulling with your hands, but at the same time, you're really pushing that front core part down towards your spine to engage the whole front core. Now from here, you're going to move from your thighs, those legs out towards the side. So you're coming into external rotation, your heels come in, and then bring them into internal rotation. So external rotation and internal rotation. Actively squeeze that block. Come back to center, inhale and lower. We do this a few more times. Exhale and lift. Shoulder blades are off the floor. Releasing your head into your hands, and then again, external and internal rotation. Stay connected with your breath. Feel that movement that happens in your hip joints. Come back to center, inhale and lower. We do 2 more rounds of this. Exhale and lift. And then again, external and internal rotation. Keep squeezing that block. So good to mobilize the hip joints. Coming back to center, inhale and lower. Last round here, exhale and lift. And again, internal and external rotation. Big breath here. Keep your neck long. Keep pulling front body towards the back body. And then come back to center. Inhale and lower and release. Step your feet down. And find your way from here into a dolphin pose. So coming to the front, landing on your forearms. Feel free to interlace your hands. Tuck your toes, and before you lift up, just make sure you're releasing your head. You're pressing the forearms actively down to get a little bit of the rounding in the shoulder blades, pull front body to the back body, and then lift up into your dolphin pose. Keep a slight bend in your knees if you need to. Now reach your left leg back and up, just hip high. Bend your knee, and then circle in your left hip. Focus on big and slow circles. So feeling that movement again that happens in your hip. We're going a little bit deeper now. Touching the fascia that is surrounding the hips. Circle the other direction. And finding a little bit more fluidity there. And then step the foot back down. We do the other side right away. Lift your right leg back and up. Hip high. Bend your knee. And then circle in the right hip. Make sure you keep releasing your head. Circle the other direction. One more breath. And then step your foot back down, coming into a child's pose for a moment. Bring your forehead down, reach your arms forward. Big inhale here into the back body, side body, front body. And exhale, open your mouth. Again, think of that energy when you inhale. And exhale, let something go. And then walk your hands back to lift the upper body. We're going to the front. Have your block nearby, put it to the right side, and find your way into Tadasana, standing pose. So you have the pelvis in a neutral position. We're working a little bit more with the hands today as well. So take one hand to your lower belly, the other hand to your sacrum, and it's kind of squeezing or kind of sandwiching with your hands to keep the pelvis neutral. Move your throat back. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, go down with a long spine. Now step your right foot back and grab your block. Put your knee on the block and then rise into a low lunge. We're creating a little bit more space in the front right hip. So keep working your right glute and pull your front foot actively back. Bring your hands to your pelvis again. Squeeze and find that neutral pelvis and breathe into that length of your right thigh. When you exhale, bring your hands down and step back into a high plank. Put the block to the side, inhale here, exhale, bring your knees down and then lower slowly onto your belly. Untuck your toes, cobra when you inhale, pull those hands energetically back, exhale and lower. Tuck your toes again, lift through your knees, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, take your block and bring your left knee on the block this time. Rise into your low lunge. And again, finding that length in your left hip. Bring your hands and squeeze your pelvis. Big, big breath. Hands come down. When you exhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Put the block to the side. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips. We're going to do the other side. Step your left foot back. Bring your block under your left knee and the knee comes down. Rise into your low lunge, keeping the pelvis neutral. And then bring your hands together so that your knuckles come together to touch. Now take an inhale here. When you exhale, you're going to twist towards the right and then back to center. So making sure that pelvis is not moving. I'm really engaging my left glute to stabilize here. And I'm focusing on the movement that happens in my rib cage. So I'm pressing my knuckles together to support this movement. One more time, and then coming back to center. Bring your hands down, step back into a high plank. Inhale here, put the block to the side. Exhale, bring your knees down and slowly lower onto your belly. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale and lower. Tuck your toes, lift through your knees, downward facing dog, and step your feet a little bit closer. This time, step your left foot forward, bring your block under your right knee, and then coming up into your low lunge. Nice length in your right thigh. Keep pelvis neutral, knuckles come together. Inhale here, exhale, and twist to the left. Center when you inhale, and left. Keep your spine long, moving the throat back to have that nice long line of your skull, scapula, and sacrum. One more time. Coming back to center, bring your hands down, and then step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, bring your hands together, and then down by your side. Close your eyes for a moment. And just become aware of your body in space here, in that standing position. Becoming aware of your head, shoulders, pelvis, and feel that grounding of your feet. And then with your next inhale, you're going to open your eyes. And we will start with our flow today. We will do this flow twice with a little variation in the second round. Have your block nearby. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Pelvis is neutral. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Step that right foot back. We're starting in a low lunge with your knee on the block. So rise from here. Keep working your right glute. Bring your knuckles together to touch. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, you then twist towards the left. Now stay here and reach your arms forward in the back. Big, big breath here. Now bring that right arm underneath your shoulder and reach that left leg back into a modified side plank. Pull front body towards the back body, leaning into that right shoulder blade. Don't let that shoulder tip come towards your ear, so pulling that shoulder blade back towards your back ribs. And then bring your left hand down, internally rotate that left leg, and then coming from here into Stargazer with a lifted right heel. Reach your right arm. Big opening here. We're going back into that modified side plank with the knee on the block. Reach your left leg, reach your left arm. And then alternate, bring your left hand down, left knee comes down, and Stargazer here. 2 more of this, coming into modified side plank. Push that right hand down, and then turning and come into Stargazer. 1 more time, modified side plank. And then from here, you're going to bring that left hand down, step your left foot down, and then go back into a down dog split. Reach your right leg back and up. Bend your knee. We're going to circle in the right hip. So just what we did in dolphin, we're going to do this now, the same movement in down dog. Big, big circles. And then circle the other direction. Pushing the hands down. Feel that grounding of your hands. One more breath. And then coming back with that leg to the center, step it in between your hands. Now take your block and put it to the other side, to the front. And then rise, coming into a standing position, step that left foot on the block and then lift. So you hover your right foot. Make sure that the pelvis stays leveled. You can bring, again, one hand to the front, one hand to the back to stabilize from here. And we start swinging that right leg forward and back. So keep a slight bend in your knee and making sure that you're not start arching in your lower back when you swing that leg back. So I want to have that spine nice and long and just becoming aware of the movement in my hip. Good. Going for another 3, 2, 1. And then bring it back. Step both feet down, put the block to the side, and then take a big step with your left foot to the left into a side lunge. So you're bending your left knee, your right leg is straight. And we're going to bring it into some hops. So you're stepping the left foot in and then the right. Step and step. Step and step. You can swing your arms. So it's a little bit what we did in the very beginning here. Creating more heat in the body. And releasing some stuff. So all of these things, those hops, they will really help you to move energy and letting some other stuff go. So again, feel free to exhale through your mouth. Going for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step right. Now turn towards the back. Left foot is forward. Right hand is down, coming into a twisted crescent lunge. Release your neck for a moment. Big, big breath. Keep that right leg straight, working your right glute. And then bring your left hand in front, coming into a half moon pose. Keep a slight bend in your left knee. Reach your right arm up. You can also bring your right hand to your hip. And we're going from here in that internal, external rotation of your right hip. So turning everything in, toes are facing towards the floor. And then turn them up towards the ceiling and down. Up and down. Of course, there is a little bit less range of motion in the pose from here. So you can also bring your hands to your right hip and feel the movement, the work of your glutes here. One more breath. And then finding the way back into your half moon pose and step that foot down, landing in a warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior, swing back. Exhale, warrior variation, left forearm on your left thigh, reach your right arm. Inhale, reverse, and warrior variation. One more time. Inhale, reverse, and warrior variation. Exhale. Now circle your arms up and to the front again, land on both hands and go back into a downward facing dog. Coming forward into a high plank, inhale, exhale, bring your knees down, lower slowly, we're going through a vinyasa, inhale to a cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog, step your feet a little bit closer. From here, you're going to lift your right leg back and up. If you want to, you can add some handstand hops. We're stepping into a high lunge with the right foot in front. If you're bringing some weight on your hands, feel free. Pull your front body towards the back body, leaning into the shoulder blades. And then step that right foot forward and rise into a high crescent lunge. Now from here, you're going to bend your left knee in towards your chest and lift your right heel and then step it back. Swing your arms as well. So bend your knee and then swing it back. Feel the support of your right foot here. Really pressing the big toe mound down into the floor. We're going for another 3, 2, 1. And then next time, when you bend your knee into your chest, you're going to stay here. We're going into tree pose. So you're going to bring that left foot either to the inside of your right thigh or to your lower leg. Keep working your right glute. Pelvis stays leveled. You can bring your hands in front of your heart. You can reach your arms up. You can even open your arms out to the side. Whatever feels better here for you. Big, big breath. Now listen, you're going to bring your knuckles together, just what we did before. Bend your knee into your chest, and we're going to come into a curtsy squat. So you bring your left knee behind and twist towards the right. Rise, knee to chest, and then bring it down and twist. Ooh. Rise, knee to chest, bring it down, and then twist to the right. 3 more. Good. Last 2. Really working your right glute, working your balance. Last 1. You bring it down. Woo. And then step that left foot down, coming into a seated twist. Turn towards the right. Side bends. Reach your left arm and reach your right arm. Good. That should feel so good. Opening that side body. And at the same time, you feel that connection of your sits bones grounding into the floor. And whatever you feel, any sensation in your body, just take a moment to become aware of it. Is it your breath that is a little bit faster? Is it a stretch that you notice? So whatever you notice, just become aware of it. Good. And then come back to center, returning towards the front, Uttanasana. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Reach your arms forward and up. Exhale. Hinge at your hips. Step that left foot back. Bring your knee on your block. And then rise into your low lunge. Pelvis is neutral. Bring your knuckles together. Take an inhale. Exhale. Twist towards the right. And then reach your arms forward and back. Really working those glutes. Big breath here. And we're landing into that modified side plank with your knee on the block. So left hand comes down. Reach your right leg back and up. And breathe here. Right hand is landing, stargazer, internal rotation of your right hip. And then stepping that left foot, lift your heel, open up to the right, to the left. Bring it down, modified side plank. Reach right arm, reach right leg. Step it down, stargazer. Lift your heel. 3 more of this, alternating between these 2 poses. Focus on your scapula as well. So don't let that shoulder tip come towards your ear. Move scapula back. Connect it with your back rib for a good stabilization. 1 more time. Open up and then modified side plank. Stay here. Bring your right hand, right foot down and go back into a down dog split. Reach your left leg back and up. Bend your knee. Circle in the hip. Big, big circle. And then circle the other direction. Good. Come back to center. Step that left foot forward. Bring the block on the right side. And then coming up into a standing position. Step your right foot on the block to hover your left foot. Hands come to your hips. Or you squeeze the pelvis again and then start swinging that left leg. So making sure that movement happens in your left hip. I don't want to arch in the lower back. I'm engaging my lower belly, keeping a little bit of a buoyancy in my right knee. And just let it swing. And at the same time, I focus on my balance. For another 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Step your left foot down. Bring the block to the side. Big step with your right foot. Side lunge. And we're going to step here. Stepping right and left. Maybe add your arms. And breathe. Smile. This is also a great way to reconnect with the body. Just bringing a little smile back into your face. Good. We're going for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then step to the left. Turn towards the back of the room. Left hand is landing. Twisted crescent, right arm up. Keep your left leg straight, relax your head. Big breath here. Your right hand is landing in front of you. We're going into a half moon pose. So stack your hips, keep a slight bend in your right knee. And we bring it again into that internal, external rotation. You can keep your hand at your hip and then rolling the thigh down and up. So you will notice that your toes are turning with you. Big, big breath here. Good. One more. And then bring it back into a half moon pose. Step that left foot down. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Open the side body. Exhale, warrior variation. Left arm is reaching up and over. Inhale, reverse. Keep the body centered. And warrior variation. 2 more of this. Inhale, reverse. And warrior variation. Last one. Inhale, lean back. And warrior variation. Circle your arms up and turn towards the front again. We're coming into a downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into a high plank. Exhale, bring your knees down. Lower slowly onto your belly. Cobra, when you inhale, and downward facing dog. When you exhale, step your feet a little bit closer. We're going to heat towards high crescent lunge on the left. So you're reaching your left leg. Feel free to add some handstand hops if you want to. Pressing into that right foot to rise. And then step that left foot forward and come up into your high lunge. Bring the knee in towards your chest. Reach your arms. Lift your heel. And then step it back. Big, big swings here. Press that left big toe mount down into the floor. Keep that connection from there. Good. And when you rise, you become really, really long in your spine. Going for another 3, 2, 1. Next time, you're going to bend your knee into your chest tree pose. So either putting the foot to the inside of your left thigh or your lower leg. Keep working your left glute, gluteus medius, to stabilize. You can bring your hands together, reaching the arms, open the arms, whatever feels good here. My lower belly is fully engaged. And then bring your hands together, bring your knuckles together, chest high. We're going into some curtsy squats. So you're finding that internal rotation, bend both knees and turn towards the left. Rise and bend your knee into your chest. Bring it down, curtsy, and then rise. Going for another 3. So I'm just noticing that this side is way easier for me than the other. How about you? Just becoming aware. Last one. Stay here. Bring both hands down. Bring your right knee down. Turning to the side into a seated twist. Side bend to the back and to the front. Releasing those hips. Breathing towards the lower back. One more time each side. And then from here, you're gonna turn towards the front again and step into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart, down by your side. Breathe here. Become aware of your body in space when you close your eyes. Okay, and with your next inhale, open your eyes. Second round of this flow with some variations. You don't need the block for the second round. So we're starting again in Tadasana pose. Make sure pelvis is neutral. Move your throat back and let your arms dangle for a moment, and then let's go. Inhale, reach your arms. Starting with the right side. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Step your right foot back, coming into a low lunge. So again, finding that length in your right thigh, reach your arms. Big, big breath here. Now this is different. We're gonna bring the hands in front, coming into a standing L. You can stay on your fingertips and just reaching that right leg. Reach your heart forward, so pressing your scapula, your shoulder blade more towards your chest. Now stay with this. Keep a slight bend in your left knee. Bring your hands to your left leg and then slide your arms up so that you end up in an airplane pose. Keep your neck nice and long. Walk your hands down again, landing on your fingertips, stepping that right foot down, low lunge. Reach your arms. So we're alternating between these three poses. Bring your hands down, standing L. Bring your hands to your leg. Rise, coming into a airplane pose. Hands come down, so keep touching the body. Step the right foot and then low lunge. Last round here. Bring your hands down, standing L. Walk your hands. Stay in your airplane pose. Big breath here. And then bring your hands down, go back, down dog split. Reach your left leg back and up, bend your knee, circle in the hip. That should feel really nice for your left leg now, because we were putting a lot of weight on it. Circle the other direction. Good. One more breath. And then bring your knee back in and bring it now under your left hip. So we're coming into that stargazer. Lift your right heel, reach your right arm, and we bring it back into a modified side plank. So just what we did before. We just do this one more time. Left hand down, left knee down, and then rise, reach your arm, bring it down, modified side plank, and you're going to stay here in your modified side plank. Now bend your knee, grab your foot, give that quadriceps a nice little stretch here. Big, big breath. Release your hand, step that left foot to the front, and we're turning into side lunges. So stepping one foot at a time. You can also bring it into a bigger movement pattern by bringing it in the step, double, and then step double. You swing your arms, big circle, and swing. And step, and swing. Good. Let's do this a few more times. Enjoying those little hops in between. Move the energy. Big, big breath. Good. One more time each side. To the back, to the front. Stay there. And then turn towards the back again. Twisted crescent. Left hand is landing. Reach your right arm. Big, big breath here. Let your head release. And then bring that right hand in front of you. We're going into our half moon pose. This time you just pulse your left leg, lifting and lowering your left leg. If you want to, you can bring your left arm overhead. If you can touch the ground, you can also grab a block here. And we just do this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot down, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior variation. Reverse inhale and warrior variation one more time. Inhale, reverse and warrior variation. Now windmill to the front again. We are coming from here into a downward facing dog. Come forward, high plank, either lower chaturanga or lower through your knees. Upward facing dog or cobra, your version of your vinyasa. And we're going back into downward facing dog. Reach your right leg back and up. Maybe add some handstand hops. We're heading towards high crescent lunge on the right. So you're stepping that foot, rise, and then knee to chest and bring it back. Maybe add a hop this time as an option. So bring a little bit more of those plyometrics movements into the flow. Working on the strength of your right ankle and really pushing that foot down when you lift. Going for another 3, 2, 1. Next time you don't hop, just bending that knee in towards your chest, repose. Big breath here. Keep working your right outer hip. And then bring your knuckles together. We bring it into curtsy and alternate retreat this time. So you're gonna bring your knee behind, internal rotation, twist towards the right, bring it up and tree pose. So bring it down, internal rotation, up and tree pose. 3 more. Oh. Work on your balance. Last 2. Good. Last one. Stay here, bring your hands down, seated twist. Turn towards the right. This time you're going to circle the shoulders. Circle one shoulder at a time. Add your elbows to bring it a little bit more movement into it, a little bit bigger. One more breath. And then turn to the front, Uttanasana, forward fold. Release and exhale through your mouth. With your next inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, go down. Step your left foot back, low lunge, starting from here. Rise, keep the pelvis neutral. Hands are landing in front of you, standing L. Lift your left leg. Let your shoulder blades move towards your chest. And then bring your hands to your right leg. Walk the hands up so we end up in a airplane pose. Walk the hands down again. Left foot comes down, left knee comes down, and then rise into your low lunge. Standing L, lift your left leg, walk your hands, coming up into a airplane. Keep your neck nice and long. Hands come down. Step the left foot, left knee, and come up low lunge. Last time, hands down, standing L. Walk your hands. We stay in that airplane pose. Big, big breath here. And then bring your hands down, step back, down dog split. Reach your right leg back and up, bend your knee and circle in the hip. Notice the difference now in your hips. Maybe you feel more range of motion here. Circle the other direction. Big, big breath. And then bring that right knee back to center and right under your right hip, internal rotation. We're going into our stargazer. Lift your left heel. Modified side plank on the other side. Reach your right leg back, reach your right arm. Stargazer, one more time. Big breath. And modified side plank. Good. Stay here in your modified side plank. Really pushing into that left hand. Bend your knee. Find a nice stretch here for your quadricep. Big breath. And then release your right hand, step that right foot forward, returning towards the left into our side steps. Maybe with a hop. Good, and breathe. Swing your arms. Big, big hop. Big, big smile in your face, hopefully. Yeah, good. Going for another 3, 2, 1. Stay on your right. Turn towards the back of the room. Right hand is landing. Left arm is up. Twisted crescent. Big breath here. Good. And then bring your left hand in front. We're going into half moon pose. Stacking your hips and then pulsing here. You can bring your right hand to your right gluteus medius and feeling the work here. Pulse and pulse. Good. Keep the upper body long. For another 3, 2, 1. And then step that right foot down. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep the upper body centered. Warrior variation when you exhale. Breathing into the side body. Inhale, reverse. And warrior variation. One more time. Inhale, reverse. And warrior variation. Now circle the arms. Turn towards the front again. Downward facing dog. Come forward into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale, either lower chaturanga or lower through your knees. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then bring it back into a downward facing dog. Lift your left leg back and up. We're heading towards high crescent lunge. Feel free to add some hops. Bring me more weight on the shoulders. And then step the foot forward. Rise. And we're going directly into our bent knee, maybe with a hop, and step it back into high lunge. And really pushing into that left foot to rise and come up for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time you don't hop, just bring your knee up and finding our tree pose, hands in front of your heart. Bring your knuckles together. We're going into curtsy in alternation with a tree. So bending both knees, internal rotation, twist towards the left. Come up, tree pose. Bring it down, curtsy, and tree pose. One more time. Bring it down, twist to the left, tree pose. Last one, curtsy, stay there. Bring your hands down, seated twist, turning towards the left, and circle the shoulders. Big, big breath here. And then slowly calming the breath, calming the body, and release. And just keep in that seated position, but turn towards the front so that you have both feet on the floor. And we're going on the floor slowly. So pressing your feet down, reach your arms. And we're going down on the floor again on 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Big, big breath here. Now open the feet as wide as your mat and just let your knees sink towards one another. You can bring your hands on your third eye so that the thumbs are touching your third eye. And take this moment here to become aware of everything that is going on in your body. And sometimes it's already enough just to notice that you did some work, that you feel the sweat, the heat in the body. to reconnect and feeling that you're alive. Big, big breath. And you can either stay here, just as you are, just letting maybe those arms drop out to the side, and this might be your Shavasana for today. Could feel really good for your lower back as you have a little bit more space now in your lower back. Or straighten your legs, so whatever feels more comfortable for you. And try to stay a little bit longer today in your Shavasana, because this is also a moment where you can really reconnect with the body. So body is not moving, but a lot is going on inside. That heat, that energy, that is slowly calming. So bringing the attention to all of those sensations within the body in your Shavasana. And take it with you into your day. Hope you feel a little bit more connected now. And thank you very much for joining. I see you next time.